Okay. Are you all able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
One second. People have to join on time. Okay. So all these days I was asking you to go to vlab.co.in, right? But right now you directly go to vlab.amrita.edu. Can you see the screen? vlab.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So go here. I think this also I showed it to you. Come down and click on physical sciences. So if I remember well, I had asked you to go through this for the theory and procedure. So go to electricity and magnetism virtual lab. As I do it, I want you people also to do this. Okay, let us do it together and try to understand, because it takes some time to really understand this experiment. Okay, and in the list of experiments given, you have temperature coefficient of resistance. So if you have a laptop with you, you can do this, or you can directly use your phone. You can hear me, right? So you can open another window and check this out. So this is what you're going to see, temperature coefficient of resistance. So in this, the theory is given. So I had asked you to go through the theory. Hopefully you had done this. So the aim of the experiment is to find the temperature coefficient of resistance of the given coil. So generally we use copper wire, but here we have to check what is given here. Let us see. So apparatus is given, theory, everything is given. That is how you use a Carey-Foster bridge to make the connections of a Wheatstone bridge. Okay, so the connections are also given to you, and the formula is also given to you. That is, when you do the procedure, you directly have to substitute everything in the formula. So how do you actually do it? How do you get the formula is all given to you here. So you can go through this. I think you would have come across these formulae in your intermediate also, right? So these are the formulae that we will be using. Please go through this. And coming to the procedure. So I want all of you to keep this procedure open, and let us work it out together of how to make the connections and how to take the readings. Okay, so please keep this open as I show you the simulator if possible. Okay, otherwise you look at the simulator. Now let me open the simulator. As Shreya was telling yesterday that the flash is going to be stopped only in December. So I just tried it out and it worked for me here itself. So but you need to log in to use this particular simulator. Okay, so because I had allowed, that is I had gone here, if you're able to see it, I had gone here and here flash is given. So usually it will say ask or block. So you just click on allow, then it will allow you to use the flash for the time being, and let us try to finish as many experiments as possible by December. And the IIT people are also working on it, the virtual labs people are working on it, so that this simulator works even without the flash. So this is what you are going to see in the simulator for the temperature coefficient of resistance. Okay, so if a few of you have the procedure open with you, then we can see how we do this experiment. Okay, so let us see. So there are two parts in which you have to do it. Okay, so if you see in this is a Carey-Foster bridge that is given to you, and here you have a galvanometer that is already attached, and a jockey is attached to this galvanometer. So as to note down the deflection on the galvanometer according to where the jockey is placed on the wire. Okay, now this what I am going to do is the first part of the experiment. Okay, so here if you see, actually there are there is one open space here where you can make connection to a resistor, a fractional resistor, battery, unknown resistor or copper wire. So in the first part of the experiment, we are going to use only these four, that is resistor, fractional resistor, battery and copper strip. Okay, so first what we will do is, let us connect the resistor. So if you see here, 1 is marked. Can you all see 1 over here, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is one slot, and this is the second one, this is the third, and this is the fourth slot. Okay. So you have to make the connections, either resistor, battery or whatever, in these slots that are given to you. Okay. So if you look at the procedure, I hope you are able to see the procedure. I have just put it on the screen. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
So the first part of the experiment, please listen carefully, it will take some time to understand. Okay. So the first part of the experiment is to calibrate the Carey-Foster's bridge. So step by step, very clearly it is given to you how to do it. Okay. So first is, you have to put the resistor in the gaps 2 and 3. So let us see where we have to place it. So this is the resistor. So one is the resistor, another one is the fractional resistor. We are going to use the resistor. So drag it like this. So this is the second slot. Place it here. It is going to make the connections automatically. Similarly, the same resistor, you have to place it in the third slot here. Okay. So connections, when you put it in that box that came as you were pulling the resistor, it will make the connections automatically. Now let us go to the next step. What is the next step? Second step is drag the fractional resistor to gap 1. So let us drag the fractional resistor, and this is the slot 1. So if we place it here, it is going to directly make the connections. So one slot is left, that is the fourth one. What do we do about it? Battery is also has to be connected, or else there will be no flow of current. So third step is, drag the battery to the space in between the two resistors. So this is the battery, and drag it. So the two resistors are in the slot 2 and 3. So if you place the battery in between like this, it is going to make the connections like this. So this all connections, though it is doing automatically, if you look at the circuit already given in the theory, it has to match, and it will match. Okay. So the thing is, if you don't place it properly, even then it is going to make the connections, but you will get the wrong readings. So you check the circuit, check the procedure, and then make the connections. Okay. Then next step is, drag the copper strip to gap 4. So this is the copper strip. So what you are doing with the copper strip is, you are actually closing the circuit. Okay. So you just put it here. I hope you are able to see that there is a copper strip placed here. Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
It was open before, now you have closed it. Okay. So there is no resistor placed over here, no unknown resistor or known resistor. You are closing the circuit so that there is a flow of current. Now once all these connections are done, then if you see here, a continue will appear. Okay, on the top, continue will appear. Click on this continue. Okay, so when you click on this, you will be able to see all this. Okay, so right now we are not using we are not using any unknown resistor. So that's why these are not highlighted over here. Resistor length, resistor diameter, it is not highlighted, and even the temperature is not highlighted. So you can't use these sliders over here, right? You can't select the resistance, neither can you use these sliders over here, but you can adjust the jockey. So if you see, if I am putting the cursor on top of the jockey position, it is getting highlighted. It indicates that you can still use the jockey. So now this part of the experiment is to calibrate your Carey-Foster bridge. So you have to switch on the power. Okay. Now once you switch it on, okay, before, so it is showing NAN, right? So it is not showing any recordings to you. So one more step that we have to do. What is that step? So if you see here, resistors, as you see, they are showing 0 resistance. So you have to put some resistance over here. Okay. So let us see that what resistance you have to keep. Okay. Now click and unmark the resistance which has to be introduced in the resistor. So for both the resistor as well as the fractional resistor, you can click on it and set the resistance that you are going to offer. Okay, so let us go back and let us put the power off and do this setting. So when you click on this, this is what is going to appear. Okay, so this is not the fractional, one second. So when you look at these two, they are looking like resistance boxes, right? So we are not going to use any fractional resistance over here. So we are going to give a very small resistance. So let us say I am going to offer some 1 ohm of resistance. So when I click on this, when I unmark this, it is setting the resistance boxes to 1 ohm resistance. Okay. So one second. Yeah. So if you see here, it is getting balanced, right? So these two resistance boxes, they will be of same resistance. If you set for the second box, the first one will also be set to the same value. Okay. So you can set any of the one. Then you go to the fractional resistance and you put this as 0.1 ohm. Okay. So it is set now. Now you have to see where. So now if you see, look here, the galvanometer reading is shown here. It is shown here also. It is shown here it is getting zoomed here and it is shown here. So when you adjust the jockey, it has to show 0 deflection. Okay. So let me move the jockey first. Acha, I am sorry girls, I have to switch on the power. So please switch it on. I'm sorry. Yeah. So when you switch on the power, so this is what you will see. Okay. So let us see what happens when I place it at one extreme end. So on the left side, when the jockey is placed, it is showing 139.78. So the galvanometer is showing a deflection to one side. The needle is getting deflected to one side. Now when I place the jockey onto the other side, it is showing a deflection minus 149. Okay. So what does it mean? It means that the deflection of the galvanometer, that needle, is on exactly on the other side. So even when you do it physically in the lab, this is what should happen. The galvanometer needle should get deflected when you put on the extreme ends of the bridge or of the ends of the wire. Okay, so actually where are you moving the jockey? On a wire over there. So all that is given in the theory. Okay, so there is a wire. So if you see my cursor here, so wire is starting from here and till here there is a wire. So it's mostly 1 meter length. Okay. So the jockey, when it is placed on the extreme ends of the wire, it has to show opposite readings. So here it is showing positive, on this side it is showing negative. What does it indicate? It indicates that the deflection on the galvanometer is on opposite sides. So that is correct. Your connections are correct. Now we will see where we have to keep the jockey so that it is showing D0 deflection. Okay. So you have to move the jockey like this and it has to show 0. Slowly you do it. I tried it so many times. I'm not able to actually put it exactly at 0. Maybe you girls can try it out. So I was able to reach very close to 0, about minus 0.36. I'm not able to move it beyond this because it is not showing readings in between. Okay. That is usually on the scale when you do it physically. The readings are between 48 and 49. You have 48.1, 48.2 and so on. So when you place the jockey on those places, right, then it will show you 0 reading. But here that option is not there. I'm just trying it, but you take it to a value which is as close to 0 as possible. So when I move it slightly, it is showing 2.55. Right. So when I'm moving it at 49, it is showing minus 0.36. Okay. So this can be taken, that is 49 centimeters can be taken as the as L1 dash. Let us go to the procedure and see. So here, look here. So that is called as a balancing length. Okay. So 8th point, as you see, change the position of jockey to get balancing length L1 dash. Okay. So this is for one particular resistor value. the fractional resistance what you have kept. So for that, the balancing length, now we have got it as 49. So L1 dash is going to be equal to 49. Is it clear, girls, till here?
Ma'am, can you explain 8th point again, ma'am?
That is L1 dash.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now after you make all these connections, your jockey is going to be, every time it is going to be like this on one extreme end. Okay. So when the power is off, one second. Yeah. When the power is off, you will not be able to do any readings. So switch on the power, and when the jockey is on the left side, the reading on the galvanometer is going to show you some positive value. So physically when you do, the needle is going to get deflected to one extreme end. Similarly, you place the jockey on the other extreme end and check. It has to show a negative value. It indicates that the needle has shifted to the other end. So when this happens, it means that your connections are all correct. Now we have to find out what is the balancing length. That is taken as L1 dash. So for balancing length, you have to move the jockey. Okay, that is, you have to start from 0 centimeters. So 0 centimeters is onto my left side. So as you move the jockey on the wire, so physically here it is getting dragged. The jockey is getting dragged on the wire. But in the lab, you are not supposed to do like that. You have to lift the jockey. I think you would have been told by your lecturers in your intermediate. So the jockey has to be lifted and it has to be kept at different points on the wire, different positions on the wire, so that the deflection on the galvanometer is equal to 0. So now see, as I move it in different places, the reading on the galvanometer is not equal to 0. So you keep on moving it till the reading on the galvanometer shows 0. So here, because the scale is not accurate, it is taking 1, 2, 3 and so on. It is not taking the in-between points. That's why I am not able to go to exactly 0. But you try to take a point which is as close to 0 as possible. So if I move it to 48, it is showing some 2 point. If I move it to some 50, let us say, let me move it to 50 and see. See, it is showing minus 3.28. So on an average, 49 gives me a deflection of the galvanometer which is as close to 0 as possible. So in the lab also, when you do with so many resistors and resistance boxes, it may not be accurate. So here we are trying to take as accurate value as possible. So your balancing length, which is L1 dash, now is equal to 49. Okay. So 8th point we are done. Is it clear now, girls? How do you do L1
Yes,
dash?
ma'am.
Okay. So change the position of jockey to get balancing length L1 dash. So write it down in your observation notes. What is L1 dash? Now, what is the time to join the class? Okay. Now, what is the next step? You have to find out what is the other balancing length. What is the other balancing length? That is L2 dash. You have to reverse the connections. Okay. So, put the power off and put the jockey to one end. Okay. And reverse the connection. Can you see what changes has come? What change has come in this? Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
So here, if you see here, the fractional resistor has moved onto the right and the copper strip has moved onto the left side. Okay. So now this is your reversed connection, and the balancing length that you are going to find from here will be your L2 dash. Now switch on the power. Okay. So if you see, the jockey is on the left side. Reading on the galvanometer is positive. Now move the jockey onto the right side. What is the reading? It is minus. So your connections are correct. Anyway, the connections have to be correct because you have not made any changes, but just cross checking it. Okay. Now you take the jockey back and you keep moving the jockey till you get the reading on the galvanometer as 0. Okay. So, can you see it is about 0.365. As I told you, it is not coming exactly to 0. So, take a value which is as close to 0 as possible, and here now if you see L2 dash is equal to 51. Can you see L2 dash is 51?
Yes, ma'am.
You can see on this also, as well as here where your jockey position slider is there, no? There also you can see what is the length. Okay. So, now you will record both L1 dash and L2 dash. You have got both the balancing lengths. Now, you find out what is the resistance per centimeter of the bridge wire. So, the 1 meter wire that you had, what is the resistance of it? Resistance per centimeters. What do you mean by resistance per centimeter? Okay. So, rho is equal to R by L1 dash minus L2 dash. What is this R? R is your fractional resistor that you had taken. Okay, one second. Yeah, R is your fractional resistor value that you had taken, which is equal to 0.1. Okay. So, these resistors values are just 1 ohms, whereas fractional resistor value is about 0.1. So, that you have to substitute in the formula and find out what is rho equal to. So, this is your first part of the experiment where you calibrate the Carey-Foster's bridge. Everybody is clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, experiment
Yes, ma'am.
is big even in the lab as well as in the virtual lab. But virtual lab, there are less chances of we going wrong when compared to the physical lab. Okay. Okay. So, you try it out. I will see how the video has come. I will try to put it up. Let me explain the second part of the experiment also. Is everybody comfortable with the first part, girls? All of you are okay with the first part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, let us go to the second step where we are now going to find out what is the temperature coefficient of resistance. That is, we are going to find out what is alpha value. So, let us go back and let us switch off the power over here and let me refresh it so that I go back to the original setup where there were no connections made. Okay. Now, let us see the procedure. So, procedure first 3 steps is going to be the same. What are the first 3 steps? Connecting the resistors and connecting the fractional resistors. Okay, let us see that procedure in this. So, what is the first 3 step? Resistors have to be connected in gap 2 and gap 3 and fractional resistor in gap 1, and the battery has to be in between the 2 resistors. So, let us do that first. So, resistors, they have to be dragged to this position. The same resistor has to be dragged to the third slot, and the battery has to be connected to here. Fractional resistor also has to be given a so fractional resistor also, let us make the connection to slot 1. Now, what is the next step? There is a slight change because we are not calibrating it. We are going to now find out for what is the unknown resistance value, and with the help of that, what is the temperature coefficient of resistance. So, what you have to do in the second step, drag the unknown resistance to gap 4 in the bridge. So, let us see, this is the unknown resistor. Let us drag it. It is not getting dragged. Correct? Okay. Okay. Right? So, see here, it is getting connected. So, what you actually have in this beaker is, so as you can see, the beaker is getting heated up. You have an unknown resistor. So, usually it's a coil of wire, as I had showed you in the video. So, there is a coil of wire and we don't know what is the resistance of that particular coil. Generally in the lab, we take a copper wire and we wound it and we take that wire and we put it in this hot oil, which is kept in a small test tube, and then that test tube is placed in a hot water bath or a water bath which gets heated up. So generally in the lab it is not like this. We don't heat it up directly. We heat up water separately and place the hot water wherever you are doing the experiment, and dip the test tube with the coil in the hot water. Okay, so it is in the reverse way that we do. So let us see now virtual lab. Let us not get confused with what we do in the physical lab. So there is not much difference, but it is in the reverse process. Here it is going to be a heating one, there we are going to see the cooling one in the physical lab. Okay, we have made all the connections. Now let us see what is the next step. So what is the next step? So once you introduce the resistance, you move the jockey to get the balancing length. Okay, and then you have to reverse the button to interchange the unknown resistance with the fractional resistor. And again you have to find the balancing. The steps are just the same. Okay, no difference at all. Let us see how the steps are the same. So let me put it as continue. So now you can see there is a slight change here, right? The what do you call, the sliders are getting highlighted now. So now let us see unknown resistance. So we do not know what is the resistance, what is the coil that is taken, what is the material of the coil. It is just given as unknown resistance 1. Resistor length is given as 10 and resistor diameter is 0.02. Let us not bother about it at all, okay, because in the physical lab we will not bother about it. So here also let us not bother about it. Let us take as it is. Whatever is given directly without sliding it, let us take it as it is. Okay. And here these two sliders you don't bother about, you just take the values as it is. Let us go to the third slider, which gives the temperature. So it starts from 25 and it goes up to 100. Okay. So let us not go till 100, let us go up to 90 degrees Celsius, because physical lab also we actually don't start with 100. So temperature here is 25, and the other slider that we need to bother about is the jockey. So jockey anyway we are going to use in the simulator itself, right? Okay. Now let us switch on the power. So all the connections are made. Before we switch on, we have to adjust these resistance boxes. So as we did in the previous, while calibrating, we will take the same values. We will take it as 1. So both these are set to 1 ohm, and this fractional resistance, let us take it as 0.1. Okay, because in the physical lab also we don't have much option. Okay, we have only some fixed values of resistances that we can take. So let us do the same even here. So this is 0.1, unknown. Okay, this is unknown. Now let us switch on the power. So you also have the option of giving the result directly, so that you can actually find out and cross check as you do the calculation. Now let us check the jockey, let us check the galvanometer to know whether the connections are correct or not. So one end of the jockey, it is showing a positive value, that is the galvanometer is deflecting to one end, extreme end. Let us move the jockey to the other end. So it is showing a negative value, so connections are correct. This is what you are going to do in the physical lab also. Okay, so try to understand it properly. In case if you are called to college, you should be able to do like this. Okay, now let us slide this jockey over the wire to know where there is a 0 deflection. So this is the closest value that I can get to 0, minus 0 point. So you should not record this reading. Okay, you are assuming that it is 0. Okay girls, you have to record only this particular value, which is 49. So that is now L1. So what is given in the formula here? L1. So that is the first balancing length. Okay. Now what you have to do? You have to reverse the connection. So switch off the power, reverse the connection. Okay. Yeah, power should be on. Right. So slide the jockey, find out where you get 0 deflection. Right. So at 51 I am getting 0 deflection. So what is the temperature? It is 25, and you are going to note down what is L1 and L2. So if you go down here, I think you can check the tabular column over there. This is not showing exactly. Okay, let us see here. Right. So now based on the values of L1 and L2, you will note down, you will find out what is the unknown resistance value. X is equal to R plus rho into L1 minus L2. What is R here? It is a value of this fractional resistor. Okay, that is equal to 0.1. Don't take these two values, they are already balanced. You are trying to balance this. So 0.1. Okay, so you will substitute it here, and rho value you have already got from the while calibrating. Okay, so that rho value you have to substitute here, find out what is the value of the unknown resistance. Now you have to repeat the same steps for different temperatures, and you have to note down what are the how the resistance is going to vary depending on the temperature. So for each temperature you are going to note down as x1, x2 and so on. So how are you going to vary the temperature? Let us see here. So switch off the power. So one advantage here when you do it in the virtual lab is that you can very conveniently switch off the power, switch it on as and when you want. But that is not the case when you do it in the lab. You have to be very careful when you do it in the lab. So when you go to the next temperature, you switch off the power. Okay, when you reverse the connection, because we want this to be in this manner, that is a fractional resistor should be on the left side and the unknown resistor should be on the right side. Then you change the temperature. Okay, you change the temperature to, let us say 35. Okay, right, and the jockey you put it into the original position. Achha, this was all in power. Oh, okay. Now you switch on the power and repeat the same procedure. That is, you slide the jockey over the wire, find out where you are getting very close to 0 value, note down the first reading as L1, then reverse the connection. Okay, so you can see very clearly that it is getting shifted. The unknown resistor is going to the left side. Note down, for this case, what is the balancing length? Okay, so when I move it, it is coming to 51 again. So let us see if with temperature this changes or not. Okay, so for 35 degrees, this is what is coming. Then when you go to the next temperature, switch off the power. This, I am repeating it again, you will not do like this in the physical lab. You will not switch off the power. Okay, when you do it in the lab, it is a continuous process. But here, we can switch off the power, or you can also do it with the power on. It doesn't matter. Reverse the connection. Okay, reverse it. Then change the temperature to 45. Okay. Now once again you find out what is the balancing length. It is 49. Again it is 49. Let us see now. I'll reverse it. Okay, let it be like this. Let me go to a higher temperature and see if there is any difference. Okay, not much of a difference at all. It is coming to about 49 only. Okay, so every time you are getting 49, because the reason could be because you don't have in between values. In between 49 and 50, you don't have those values. So physically when you do it in the lab, you will get those points. You will get 49, 49.1 and so on. That difference will be there. Okay. So you are going to do for temperatures 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95. Okay. So do for 8 values starting from 25. Okay. So now you put this in the tabular column. Record all these values in the tabular column. Then with the help of that, you can find out what is the temperature coefficient of resistance giving this particular equation. Okay. So here 9th step is given as repeat the experiment for unknown resistance to We don't have any second resistance, so you're going to do only for one resistance, right? And a graph also has to be plotted between x and t. So it has to be a straight line. Find out what is the slope of that. Okay. So this is how you do the experiment. So first try out the calibration part, get a hold of how to do the experiment, and then you go for the second part. Okay. So if you see in the calibration of the Carey Foster, it is actually given repeat the experiment, the 12th step, repeat the experiment for different values of resistance. Please don't do it for now. Let us first try to understand how to actually do this experiment. Okay. So do only for one resistor value, and as I showed you, do it only for 1 ohm, 1 ohm and 0.1. Okay. Do for that. But when you go to the second part, where you find the temperature coefficient of resistance, you do for different temperatures. Okay. Starting from 25 to totally 8 different values. Find out what is alpha equal to. Find out whether it is a positive value or a negative value. Okay. Is it clear, all of you girls?
Yes, ma'am.
One second.